All it takes is some water. That's it.
Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. So should you buy the Roborock Qrevo CurvX? Absolutely, you should buy it. This is one of the best robot vacuum cleaners I've tested. Now in this video, I'm going to do my 3-month review, but I'm also going to show you how to do all the maintenance. Here I've got the filters, mop pads, side brushes and everything. We're going to replace everything. We're going to clean the base station, but first I'm going to talk about how much I love this robot vacuum cleaner. So I've done a bunch of cleanings with it. So if we go to my history, it's got 138 hours on it, 72 times of cleaning. That's about, I've had this for 3 months and it's been cleaning about once or twice a week. If we look through here, you're going to see a bunch of green check marks. Now, these ones, sometimes it does get stuck. I'll talk about that in a second, but a lot of times it's bothering me. I'm in the same room of it. And then I just tell it to kind of leave and go somewhere else. Or I tell it just to go back to the docking station. So absolutely love it. Now, it does have one problem. And the one problem it has is it just cleans too well. No, it does clean very well. But this, I don't like this, the cover. So you may have seen a lot of my videos. I ended up just taking this cover off. What would happen is the cover would come like it's thin. So it likes to go into areas where it can get into trouble. I like robots with LiDAR navigation that's fixed up here in the front. This LiDAR is in the back, which I think it's a little tricky being back there, but mainly because the LiDAR goes up and down this. What would happen is it would go in somewhere, this would touch, and then this would just slightly move. Okay, the LiDAR would be, this thing goes up and down. So the LiDAR would be up, and then when it wanted to lower the LiDAR, this would get jammed between the LiDAR. Now, I never broke it. So this thing just, I would find it off sometimes. I would mainly find it jammed like that, with the LiDAR trying to go up and down with it. So I ended up just taking this off. That is the one thing I don't like. And with it being thin, it does go into a lot of places. You can put no-go zones, but it's going to try to go into a lot of areas that other typical robots don't go into. So, and if you'll see in my videos, I do a lot of TikTok and Instagram videos. I pour out the dirty water tanks. The water was just, this did an excellent job of cleaning. I can't stress that enough. It's got a great base station. It's easy to use. Now we're going to do all the maintenance on it. So this is definitely a Just a Dad approved robot. I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. And this is a highly recommended robot that you can find on my website, justadadapproved.com. This went on sale. It was $1,200 on sale. That's a pretty good price. This is a flagship high-end robot vacuum cleaner. It's got all the latest technology, chassis lift, camera, dirt detection sensors. And you can find this on my website, justadadapproved.com. And when this went on sale, I sent an email out to let everybody know this is such a new robot. And for Roborock to put one of their latest and greatest robots on sale at such an early age is kind of unheard of. Typically, these have to be around for 7-8 months before they start discounting them. But this is a highly recommended robot from me. They have a Curve without the X, and they have a Curve S5A. With that, it doesn't have the camera. So there's 3 curves out there. I recommend all of them. The one without the camera is the cheapest, and they remove some of the chassis lift and different things. The original Curve is absolutely fabulous. It has the LiDAR on top. It's fixed, so it's not going to go in and get, underneath things quite as much as this one. But I do think it worked a little bit better than this. And don't be confused. They have a Qrevo Edge. The Edge is exactly the same as the Curve, except it doesn't look like a Curve. So that's a whole nother story. But the Edge S5A was on sale for $650, and that was an amazing price. Okay, so we're going to be doing all the maintenance, and I've neglected some of the maintenance. I haven't done the sensors for a while. So when we do all of these, you're going to click on this and reset the timer. Okay, dust bag is replaced as needed, and same with the mop pads. All right, let's go ahead and turn it off. Once you turn it off, the app won't connect to this. This is what connects to the Wi-Fi. Okay, let's grab the tanks. The clean water tank, I just fill this up normally, but about every couple months, I am going to wash this. So there is that white thing. That's got some beads in it that helps with hard water deposits. You replace that after 3 years. And at the bottom of that blue thing, there is a filter. Usually that filter I have no problems with. If you start getting hard water deposits in there, you can put vinegar in there. Now the dirty water tank, this thing is evidence. Look at this thing. I mean, I've just been using the heck out of it, and I clean it once in a while, but today I'm actually going to deep clean it. I'm going to give you some cleaning hacks to help prevent odor, and we'll clean this a little bit, that washer there. Everything else looks pretty good. There's the dust bag. Ooh, we do have a little bit of leakage. I didn't notice that. This is, oh my gosh, that's okay. That's my fault. It's completely full. So we're going to pull that out. I messed up. I let it go too long. Oh boy, I did mess up. I'm sorry. My fault. Now, I'm going to talk here about that. Yeah, that was my fault. I may even have a blockage. Nope. So no blockage there. So I went 3 months. You can't go 3 months. I usually say 1 to 2 months. So this is just a good indication. Now, I will say, I've always thought this bag design should have been a little different. You put the bag in from a Qrevo, which is kind of like a long, on an original Qrevo. There's quite a bit of the bag we're not using, which I've always thought was odd, but you can see, you're just not going to use this section. It doesn't have anything in it. Because of how the design is, the bag goes here and then down. I've always thought that should be a little different, but they're basically just using the bags from the Qrevo series, even though that's a completely different redesign. So I will put a link. This is the generic bags. I'll put a link to the OEM bags. This generic kit, you get a whole bunch of stuff for a really low price, whereas the Roborock stuff is expensive and you got to buy it individually. But we'll go over and compare them. And I'm going to be showing you tools like this little blower here. This is from Walmart. I absolutely love it. And you can see why. Now, the best part about Qrevos are the trays. Now, this curve, when it's up against the wall, this is really hard to get to, but you just simply pull the tray out. Lift this up, and now I take this to the sink. We can see it does have a filter. It's had some long hairs. This all comes apart for easy cleaning. And I don't have to do a bunch of cleaning down here. Let's just take a look. Maybe that tube, I could wipe that tube off, but no. Everything down here has stayed relatively clean. I'm not going to be on my hands and knees doing a bunch of cleaning down here. All right, let's switch gears over to the robot, get you a dust-free cloth. This is the sensor cleaning. There's also a little sensor right here. There's a side sensor. I'm not going to do anything with the LiDAR navigation. I'm not going to do anything there. It doesn't seem like it's damaged or anything. Another sensor here. All right, then we're going to flip it over. We have cliff sensors. Every 30 hours, you'll get that pop-up. These black windows, they really need wiped off good. Sometimes they don't look like they're dirty, but that prevents it from falling down the stairs. There is a carpet sensor right here. And I recommend just getting the blowgun, putting it on the lowest setting, just kind of blow it out a little bit, and that's it. Nothing more than that. Okay, here we got the mop pads. These are 3 months old and they're still in really good shape, but I can freshen them up. What happens is you get like dirt gets soaked into this, so I could put these in my laundry, but they're not getting too frayed. So these, I can still use these. These are really good mop pads from the OEM. This is kind of their new design, latest and great, but you can tell there's embedded dirt in here. I got some hair wrap. I didn't know that. And I got hair wrap on both of them. That's a new thing. I've never seen that before. It doesn't look like it was causing any damage. We'll wipe all this down. Okay, let's take a look here. Pinch these tabs right here. Oh, we got a hairball. Kind of a nasty one too. So I did end up getting some hair wrap, but this, okay, so it was this that caused it, I think. A bread tie. But I did get, I've never seen that on this type of roller. I had a lot going on here. There's some carpet fibers. We got new carpet in our house. So this might have been the culprit. But anyway, here's the two brush rollers. These come apart. So they do need cleaned. You'll be surprised. They're in good shape still. I'm going to be able to reuse them, but we're going to clean them. This part I don't necessarily need to clean that much, but these I will. Then we're going to wipe this off. So it does vacuum up some liquid sometimes, it looks like. And there's a little membrane right here. I'm going to wipe that off. Side brush looks in really good shape. So hold the arm and hold the plastic and undo the screw. It is keyed, so I do recommend, I always forget, this may look in really good shape, but we do have some hair wrap down here. Again, I've never seen this cause any damage, but it's a good idea just to stay on top of things. Now this is the one from the generic kit. I mean, it looks identical. Comes with the screw. So it's like a triangle. You got to line it up. It'll only go one way. Don't force it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now take this, tighten the screw, and it should just kind of go down. There, oops, be careful. You don't want to do that. Yeah, there. Drive wheels all look in good shape. Nothing tangled around. And the dust, I forgot about this. Let's lift this. This is the most important part. This you should be doing every 2 weeks. Lift this up. This is extremely dirty. Wow. And so while the rest of it can kind of go till every month or 2 months, but this needs cleaned more often. That's why I recommend getting replacements or getting extra ones, because you can rinse these off in the sink, let them dry in the sun, and then they're reusable. But it takes a day or two to dry in the sun. Okay, so do robot vacuum cleaners work? This bag is completely full. Let's cut it open just to show everybody. I don't recommend doing this, but it is absolutely amazing how much these pick up. Wow. Robot vacuum cleaners do work. That is absolutely amazing. Big chunks, hair, lots of dog hair, lots of, yeah, even paper, popcorn seeds, and lots of stuff down at the bottom. You can see it back here is from earlier. Look at all that dust and dirt. Wow. Absolutely amazing. There's some confetti from the very beginning, the early testing I did with it at the studio. So here's my cleaning station. I'll put a link to this. This is the world famous Just a Dad cleaning brush from Walmart, $5. Here's the dirty water tank. Now, to prevent odor, you can put just an effordent tablet. Every time I empty it, I throw a tablet in there, so then as the water fills up, it kills the bacteria. Otherwise, these things get to stinking really bad. I'll put a link to this Easy Clean. This does a really good job of just cleaning this. You want to inspect the seal, make sure the seal's not damaged. Clean, and same with the clean water tank. I'm just going to go ahead and clean it also, just like the dirty water tank. But getting up around here is the hardest part. This brush is a kit. It comes with this little one that is just great for getting in these little ports and stuff. So $5 from Walmart. I'll put a link to it. It'll pop up in the video and it's in my description. This is what I add to my clean water tank. I put it in a pumper and I've had about 5 or 6 pumps every time I fill my clean water tank up. A little bit of disassembly here. So this top part comes out. We got to take this filter, grab the, well, just clean it, pinch that tab, and this pulls up. Oh, get these out of the way. So if you start getting a bunch of hard water deposits, you can let this soak in vinegar. We're going to clean all this. These pop off. I'm not sure what to do if there's a bunch of hair right there, but if those break or something, I'm not sure. But all right, let's get to cleaning. This is the fun part. Okay, so the filter is reusable. That's
all it takes is some water. That's it.
Clean that every couple weeks, let it dry in the sun, and get you a couple extras of these so that you can keep cleaning. All right, let's spray everything down. You can let this dry in the sun also. And I got a blower I'll show you here at the end. If you're in a hurry like I am most of the time, I end up blowing most things dry. Ooh, this stuff kind of stinks. This is probably the hardest part, getting in those little grooves right there. Normally this brush is able to do everything, but I might need a stiffer brush.
And let's try some of this. This does a good job of fighting. Let's wash these. You can see the dirt coming off of these. Again, let these dry in the sun, but you don't have to do these every couple weeks. Look at that, yeah. This is really dirty. The door. You can let this dry in the sun also. These brushes here. This is clean that hair off of there. Make sure that black thing needs to be there. That is a sensor to let the base station know when the dirty water tank or the tray area is full and not working properly. All right. This looks good. Okay, I got a wet cloth. Now we are going to have to scrub these. Don't get any water down in the robot. And be careful of this membrane. That's a really thin membrane. But it is cleaning up pretty easy. Wipe off this area around the mop pads. Also take the blower. Careful of the carpet sensor. Turn it down maybe one. Now, if you're like me, I'm in a hurry all the time. I do blow my parts off with this blower. That I still need to let this dry in the sun. That if I blow it off, it's going to dry quicker. But these parts I can usually get. I can get pretty dry. I can get all these parts pretty dry. Let's put the new bag in. See how it's long? It's meant for other Qrevos that are long. So this one again, I wish they made one for it, but this is what we put in. Make sure you put it in this track. There is a micro switch. Make sure this is flush. Make sure, yeah, the bag got caught in there a little bit. All right, make sure that's down flush. And then unfortunately, you just have to kind of tuck the rest. I don't know. It doesn't. This one you may have to empty out a little sooner. Yeah, you're not getting the full effect of the bag. I mean, it works, but yeah, I'd empty this every month. That's a bummer. Okay, let me show you how to put this back together. Put this part in first, rotate it down, clicks into place. These things just snap into place. Then this one, the ears go in first and rotate it down. Then you simply just put it in here. You may have to rotate these. You may have to rotate these manually to get them to line up, but make sure that's flush and that side's flush. Grab your dustbin. Here's the new filter. This is the generic one. It looks like it's going to work out okay. Yeah, there's like a handle. So put this down. I don't think there's a left or a right. There is a cutout on both sides, so make sure it's kind of flush. Push this down. Yeah. Make sure that's all nice and flush. How that looks good. Now, this is the original one. I am seeing some hair wrap, which I was a little surprised. I thought these things were supposed to do really good with hair wrap, but we do get hair wrap even on the split brush dual roller design. And it's kind of down in there. I only got, yeah, that was quite a bit. I only got it on one side, so. Yeah, it's really down in there. Okay, these are still in really good shape. This is the generic one. You can see the bristles look a little different, and these are kind of flat. This is the generic one. Here's an OEM one, brand new OEM from Roborock. So these are starting to get a little flat and a little, so you're going to end up replacing it probably because of the gray bristles. Looks like they are starting to break off a little bit or something. So grab these. Again, I just kind of wipe these down. And then gray goes to gray, should snap into place. Red goes to red. You may have to turn it a little bit. And then let's do the mop pad. So this is the generic mop pad. Here is an OEM one, brand new. I'll put links to both of them. I mean, the Roborock ones might be a little better made, but these seem okay. It was worth trying to save some money. Make sure you engage the Velcro. So press down. I've taken this for advantage, and I've seen ones roll up a little bit if you don't engage that. And you simply, they're just held on the place like that. Red goes on the left. Now make sure there's these arrows. See the L? Then you got to go ahead and go in at an angle right here. Down. R, put it in the little groove at an angle, down. So it might be worth checking this a little bit more often, but put the front feet in, click it down into place. Bottom's good. Might wipe this LiDAR. Be careful with this. This is such a sensitive area, this LiDAR, so I don't want to mess with that too much. And then take the dust box, kind of clicks into place. Kind of wipe this off and make sure that sensor, make sure the bumper's free. And again, I might just leave this off because it seems to cause problems. So the only problem with the Roborock QrevoX is the cover. Now again, this is a highly approved robot from me, and if you want to find all the robots that I approve of, justadadapproved.com, all price ranges. This one is kind of expensive, $1,200. You can get a really good one, the Mova P10 Pro, which I highly recommend. When it's on sale for $450, it's just so hard to beat. You know, put links to the OEM bags and mop pads. These, you know, it's nice getting all of this in one kit for like $20 or something, where all these individual parts from Roborock, they really do add up to be pretty expensive.
I review hundreds of robots and vacuum cleaners so you don't have to. I purchase these with my own money. That way I can give you my honest opinion. And there are some robots that I highly recommend, like the Mova P10 Pro. It's my 2025 absolute favorite robot. And on my website, you can find it as my #1. But also when it goes on sale, sign up for my email. I send an email out when that robot or other robots that I highly recommend. I just sent an email out today. This was on sale for $300, and you can see it's one of my favorites. Here's what my website looks like. Here's where you can sign up for the email list. If you scroll down here, here's the current robots that are on sale. All you gotta do is click on the button there. It's gonna take you to Amazon. And here are my #1 through #12 picks, and I'm adding others as the price goes down. And I will be adding the Dreamy Matrix 10, the Mova, Mobius 60. I also review other products. So up here, I do carpet cleaners. These are my best portable spot cleaners and upright cleaners. These are ones that I have tested and absolutely love. And you can find the video for these also. I even have some fun categories, gifts dads will love, gifts under 50. These are just items that I have myself that I use all the time. And for a while, I reviewed several coffee makers. So this is just a small list of the coffee makers that I reviewed, but these are some of the best ones. And when I was reviewing coffee makers, I branded my own coffee. Click on Buy My Coffee. It'll take you to my coffee website where you can purchase Just a Dad Simple Sip coffee in the K-Cup form, whole bean, or already ground. There's also a frequently asked questions. There's also a contact me. If you fill that out, if you got a question, I'll try to get to your email as soon as I can. And when the big Amazon deals come up, again, I take pictures. I show you exactly the robots that I approve of, and then I give you a link that's where you can purchase it. Again, if you click on this link, it's going to take you right to Amazon. If you end up purchasing the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. I want JustADadApproved.com to be your go-to place to find the products that I highly recommend and love, and I know you'll love also. And I'm going to start getting into more written reviews. I know I do a lot of video reviews, but I'm going to start transcribing those into written reviews that are kind of easy to read and followed by a link. Also on Just a Dad Approved, when we have the big sales, we got Black Friday coming up. I'm going to list all the sales and I'll have really quick access for you. So if you're just looking for the best robot to buy, go to JustADadApproved.com. There'll be a little spot you can click on and purchase the product. So thanks everybody. I absolutely love what I do and I couldn't do it without your support. I also have channel memberships. So we're having a lot of fun. I'm starting to do more live streams, and in those live streams, you can have a custom emoji. We're having fun with it, kind of spinning mop pads, roller mop pads. So check out my channel membership. It's also another way of helping support my channel. But during these question and answer periods, I'm going to try to schedule them on a regular basis, and you can just ask me any question you would like. Here's my YouTube channel. If you click on memberships, here's what the custom emojis look like. I only have 4 of them so far, but as we get more members, we can create more emojis, and I'll create an emoji to whatever everybody else decides. So thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like, subscribe, and check out my website, JustADadApproved.com.